They brought in an outside agency to kind of do an assessment of how we use social media. Um, it varied on the different programs such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. They really focused on Twitter in this meeting.
And they actually went through all of the Twitter accounts that we put down at the beginning of the year, and they compiled all the tweets that had been said, and then they drew names out of a hat. So they drew like 4 different tweets that had been sent, and just we talked about different ways to phrase stuff and things that maybe just shouldn't be said at all. Like, we might think it's funny, but if someone goes back and looks at it, then it's, it can be seen as inappropriate, not as a joke between 2 friends.
But also positive things. So
yeah, there's
they basically wanted to share how to present yourself in the right manner to promote your sport in the school and not shine negatively on your sport or your school.
Well, I think that it's always a good point to remind people that the things that you post online they're not private, whether you have the setting or not. It's public information. People are able to look at pictures that were posted. So I think it was a good reminder to have. I hadn't posted anything that was inappropriate or, was a red flag. But I think it was a good reminder for some of my teammates, and some pictures of, what we do on the weekends ended up on there. And it's kind of good to think about, like, hey, you may not be of age, but you might not want to post this. You can do what you want in your free time, just, don't really post about it.
I personally think it's just a way to keep the athletes safe. As in, if the athletic department catches us first, then and they kind of handle it in the right manner and warn us, then if we had like a really famous athlete posting bad things, and that athletic department catches it first, and it saves the school and the athlete some trouble instead of them getting in trouble like through the actual media or something more extreme.
Yeah, I guess in the end they're trying to help us out. So it's a public profile, so I guess they can go on social media and look up anybody.
Our coach really impresses in a motto that once you put on the jersey, you never take it off, at least in your time here at LMU. And I kind of buy into that, because we do. When we go to meets, we travel, we wear LMU gear, and people who know us most of the time know we're on a team, not only from this school, but when we go back home. So I think we do represent this university more than the average. I hesitate to say that, but more than the average student.
Because we come here to play a sport, and so we're like a direct representation of the student body here. I think they have to be careful too, but obviously they have our eyes on us. They weren't checking every student's profile. They were checking just the student athletes.
I think that if you're on scholarship for the university kind of owns you, and they have the right to, you're representing the university, and as collegiate athletes our names are put on public sites that have LMU attached to it, and I think that you just have to be aware that what you say, people are going to immediately see that reflects LMU. Whether you think that what you're saying does or doesn't, people are going to associate women's crew, and if we're saying something inappropriate, with LMU, and therefore LMU athletics and as a whole LMU.